Welcome to a webinar, Witness a Live Cyber Attack Simulation. My name is Eric Landry. I'm the National Director of Vendor Management here at MSP Corp, and I'll be your host today. We're thrilled that you have joined us for this interactive session where you'll see a real-time cyber attack simulation and learn about practical strategies to protect your organization. So joining me today, I have Ted Ramon, who's the sales engineer lead at Field Effect, and also Lise Canel, sales engineer at Field Effect. So together, we'll join you through today's agenda and hopefully answer your questions. So what to expect today during the webinar? First, we're going to talk a little bit about cyber attacks and how they're here to stay. They're not going away. We're going to talk about MDR, Managed Detection and Response. What is it exactly? Then we're going to throw the core of the presentation today, which is the simulating of a cyber attack. And finally, how to protect yourself from a cyber attack. So cybersecurity skill, the maturity process, and the MSP Corp answer to this equation, which is a managed service called Guardian Shield. And at the end, if we haven't answered some questions throughout the presentation, we'll have a Q&A session. Quick word about MSP Corp. MSP Corp is a Canadian company founded in 1993, headquartered in Montreal. We're 525 plus full-time employees across 7 provinces. Our key focus areas are managed IT services. We are a cybersecurity first managed service provider. We provide risk management, professional services, and IT procurement as well. We have strategic vendor relationship with Microsoft, VMware, Dell, Cisco, Lenovo, HP, and Field Effect. About a quick word about Field Effect, who are the experts who are joining us today on the call. They built and managed by security experts with both offensive and defensive nation state experience. They're based in Ottawa, totally 100% Canadian company, however, with employees across the US, UK, Australia, New Zealand, and currently defending over 4,000 organizations. Cyber attacks, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, they're here to stay. 61% of SMEs were targeted last year. So that's a huge percentage. Oftentimes, I hear from owners of small, medium businesses saying, cyber attacks are just for like big enterprises. I don't think I'm way too small to be attacked. That's completely false. It happens every day. It happens a lot. In fact, SMEs can be seen as an easy target, and the stats are there. SMEs are being attacked as well. The average cybersecurity incident is over $1 million in cost, and that doesn't even add up the cost to the brand name, which is really difficult to assess. But I know Canadian Tire, for example, is not an SME, but like, how do you evaluate the impact, for example, of the recent cyber attack on Canadian Tire on their brand name? So it does affect the reputation of companies, and so the cost goes even further than just $1 million plus. And 67% of cyber victims are attacked again within the next year. This is like the coveted position as a scammer, where the second scammer is the most successful one. Like you get scammed, you pay the taxes because you want a car. Well, the scammer that makes the most money is the one who calls you back a second one, say, congratulations on your new car. You paid the taxes to receive your car, but by the way, you forgot to pay transportation. Pay their transportation fees and we'll send you your new car. Like, this is the same idea. So once you've been attacked, you're on a hot list, and chances that you get attacked again become extremely high. There's different vectors or different strategies that cyber attackers take to get into your environments. It seems like the minute you solve one equation, they find a new way to get in. And I'll let Ted get into all those different vectors. But over time, all those different vectors of attack as created different solutions in the market. And then so one of them today, and the one that we're going to spend some time explaining today, is managed detection and response. And really what it is, it's a service that allows organizations like yours to centralize the monitoring, the detection, and the response to cybersecurity incidents throughout the correlation of suspicious activities observed across your IT environment. So it's a long sentence to say that it doesn't just detect, it analyzes the detection. Oftentimes organizations today have a hard time seeing like what's a good signal that we call. And then if it's a signal, should you take action? Should you not take action? How do you respond to it? So it's all those aspects of cyber security combined together and managed for you. So what's the difference between EDR, NDR, XDR, NDR? If you're like me, all those acronyms, it just becomes like very challenging to keep track of. What does it mean? What's the difference between all those solutions? And you kind of lose track, and I don't want to say lose interest, but you kind of lose track of all those acronyms. So maybe Ted, you can explain to us a little bit the difference between all those acronyms.
Eric, that's a great question. I mean, the industry today in cybersecurity is alphabet soup, right? Every other day, there's a new acronym that exists. I'm going to mention a lot today, but right on your screen right now, we have EDR, NDR, XDR, MDR. What is it I need? Vendors are going to throw everything at you. Well, let's start with EDR. Let's mention what's on the screen. And EDR is endpoint detect and respond. It's like extra on top of what we all know as antivirus. Everyone knows what antivirus is. We've all had that on our PCs. It's not enough anymore. So there's a better agent out there that is more behavioral. So that's what EDR is. It protects your computer. Then we get into NDR, network detection and response. If you're in an office, and most of you who are on this call are in an office setting, right? You have a building, there's a central location where people go. Well, you have to monitor the network. Some people will bring in rogue devices. You have to be aware of what's going on this network. So there's an NDR technology to do that. There's XDR. What is XDR? Well, it's gathering EDR, NDR, plus extra tools and giving you a framework to do it yourself. Who can do that? No one can, right? So XDR is meant for larger, very much larger organizations who can hire their own cybersecurity personnel and have their own SOC. There's another acronym, SOC, Security Operations Center. Who can afford that? No one can. That's why groups like MSP Corp work with people like us at Field Effect to offer managed services. And that's the last one on the list. The managed detect and response is going to someone like MSP Corp, Guardian Shield with Field Effect to manage the security portion for you. Your business is not security. Your business is not even IT. Much less do you need to worry about your computers working. You want to call someone like MSP Corp to fix things when they're not working. But security is now part of that. And that's where MDR comes in. You want to manage, detect, and response. That's what you're actually looking for. That's what companies actually need going forward. What we're going to do now, and I think the reason why most of you are here, is to see a demo, a simulation of a cyber attack. How fast can it go? I love telling this story. All right. I love showing people how fast a cyber attack can happen. And I love helping protect you and your partners from cyber attacks. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip screens. I'm going to go inside what we call, I'm just going to go to a different screen here. Give me 2 seconds. There we are. We are inside right now what I call a detonation chamber. This is a virtual machine. It's a computer running within a computer where I can actually detonate ransomware without getting fired, right? Easy. So what we have, I'm going to show you two things. I'm going to show you what happens if you get cyber attacked and you have no protection, so complete ransomware. And then as a second step, I'm going to show you what happens if that same cyber attack happens, but you're well protected, right? So first case, you're not protected, you get completely ransomwared. Second case, you have good protection, and what's the outcome? There are thousands of ways for bad actors, from threat actors, to get into your environments, to get into your systems, thousands of ways. I'm going to concentrate on one specific vector, which is email. A lot of threat actors will be able to gain access to your environments and encrypt your important data via email. That's something that we also call in the industry BEC, stands for Business Email Compromise. That's what I'm going to show you. So here I am. My name's Ted. I'm here getting an email from Seth Arnois, and Seth is our HR person. This is completely fake information, okay? Just so you know, I'm not really in danger. I get this work from home policy from Seth. It's an updated work from home policy, and I trust him implicitly. So I'm going to open this document. Of course I will. But unbeknownst to Seth and unbeknownst to me, the document is bad. And what it's going to do is going to try to encrypt me. And let's see what happens here. So I'm opening up the document. There we go. I'm going to be scanning through this. Easy, easy. Great. And eventually what we're going to see is over here, my files on the left-hand side just got encrypted. My files and folders, they're unreadable. Nothing is usable. And actually, what just happened is that my entire system just got encrypted, and I've got a message from threat actors telling me that I have to pay some ransomware. This is really bad news. Now, this is the screen you don't want to see. Now I'm going to go to another screen. Here is another Windows device with the email, the same email. In this case, I'm well protected, meaning I'm using an MDR solution. I've got a great EDR agent. We're already talking a couple of the acronyms we saw on the previous slide. So I've got a good agent running on my computer, protecting me against this type of stuff. Same thing. I got the email from Seth Arnois. Here's an updated work from home policy. I trust him. I'm going to open this document and let's see what happens. Great. Well, different outcome, am I right? Here we go. In this case, the agent that's running on the computer detected a threat inside the document, and actually I'm quite safe. So a little pop-up message here for the end user, a suspected malware. There was a potentially dangerous thing that happened. Long story short, the agent went and blocked this PowerShell.exe command. Very fantastic. Okay, so all things said and done, I am completely safe.
At this point, like once this happens,
yeah,
a message is sent to your managed service provider that something's got blocked.
Yes.
And at this point, we realize that there's been an attack and steps are taken to undo this. Is that correct?
That is correct. And I'm going to show you what that looks like immediately. Give me two quick seconds. Yeah, you got it. So actually, here it is right there. So so now what you're looking at is a console that the MSP, another acronym, MSP is Managed Service Provider, and this is also what MSP Corp does. It's part of their name, right? Exactly. Therefore, they're taking care of the IT and the security. Background, Field Effect is working with MSP Corp to handle the security as well. So here is an example of an alert that would have gotten to MSP Corp once we successfully blocked that nasty ransomware that was trying to run from Seth Arnois. So we're giving the root cause analysis here, telling Eric and his team, hey, today on October 16th, we detected, blocked, and terminated some things. Here's the security context, but really what happened is you had a user, in this case administrator, on a computer. Here's the computer name, it's Block. And this user was opening this updated work from home policy. Great. And that spawns the program called Word. Up to now, everything's cool, right? If you open a document, Word starts. That's really okay and expected. But then Word tried to run this PowerShell command, which is an admin command that Word has no business opening. Therefore, we blocked it. Not only that, PowerShell was trying to run an encrypted command. That's like very, very bad. It probably means it's trying to reach out to the internet and download some very bad stuff to then encrypt me. And you saw the result of that. Here's the process chain. Here are the files involved. Here are the MITRE tactics, techniques, and procedures that were used in the attack. And at the very end of the day, there's no mitigation steps because everyone is safe. But then the IT partner, MSP Corp, has a full root cause analysis of exactly what happened. That's what you were talking about, Eric, and that's the result there.
I guess the big question here is, why would you want a managed service provider to take action on these signals or these events,
Yes.
as opposed to looking at those yourself? That's, to me, that's the big question.
Well, okay. First of all, there's too many of them. And who has the expertise? What you want to avoid, the reason, Eric, is because you don't want this screen. Am I right?
Mm.
This is the screen you don't want. This is my encrypted screen. I can do nothing. The noise is incredible and you need specialty. I mean, you want to deal with someone who has, like you said, you introduced us very nicely, field effect in your slide earlier. We have a SOC, a Security Operations Center, that's located in the Five Eyes or around the world. So you really have people 24/7 passing the baton along in order to help prevent these type of attacks 24/7. Yeah. So I'll pass it back over to you, Eric. Would you like me to reshare the slide, or you got your slide being shared? I think
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We're there. So the way that we're helping SMBs is that includes field effect is a solution that we call Guardian Shield NDR. And it's specifically designed for small, medium businesses. And the intent here is to be proactive in the protection of cyber threats for your organizations. So the two versions of it, if you want, like, so there's the version where we manage your whole cybersecurity landscape. And then there's the other version where we provide you the tool stack that we've put together and the solution that we've put together. And you can respond to the signals and do the to-dos that come with the actual signals. This is, like we've been mentioning, this is more than just threat detection. So we proactively manage and minimize the risk of the cyber threats. Nothing will protect you at 100%, but if you have the right maturity level from a cybersecurity standpoint, you'll be able to detect, analyze, react accordingly, and protect your organization as much as you can possibly can. And the solution also means that when you're going to go to market and look for cyber insurance, you're going to have the controls in place to be able to get cyber insurance. And you're going to be able to prove to the cyber insurance companies that not only you have the controls in place, but your controls and the right solutions were actually enabled in order for you to have your cyber insurance payment. And finally, depending on the industry that you're on, some industry have some compliance frameworks, you're going to be able to prove that you had the proper compliance for your industry from a cyber insurance point of view again. So just a quick note on field effect on managed detection and response. Obviously, the big part of the work here to put the solution together is a tremendous amount of work by experts at MSP Corp to put the right solutions together to be able to deliver this managed service. And the key piece of the solution package is Field Effect. And as you can see here, Field Effect is the leader in its category for MDR solution. Just so happens to be a Canadian company, which is huge for us. But a lot of work. If you were to put this package of solutions together, a tremendous amount of work would have to be done to come out to this conclusion, which at the core contains Field Effect. On this note, that we do offer a free of charge attack surface report. So all we need is a domain name, and then it provides us several information or vulnerabilities around SPF, DMARC, or DP that are related to your domain. So email us at cybersecurity@mspcorp.ca. You can use the QR code that's there as well too. And then we'll be happy to provide you with that free report of charge. Ted, Lisa, do you want to tackle the Q&As that we've received?
Dan, one of the participants named Dan had a question about, hey, wouldn't something like Windows Defender or even Cisco Secure Client not stop a Word document from going out to the net via PowerShell? Well, the answer there is possibly yes, possibly no. Depends. How are you configured? Is it yeah, exactly. Which version are you running? Are the definitions up to date for certain things? Even if you have the behavioral component, such as a Windows Defender for Endpoint, it could be a yes, could be a no. The idea is this was a very simple example, and there are thousands of types of examples. What you want is a very strong agent. You want a quality agent. Our agent is in the kernel. We're MITRE tested. There's documentation on that on the Field Effect website about the tests that were done. We actually beat out Microsoft and a whole slew of others, 8 other EDR vendors on mean time to detect. We were right at 11 minutes mean time to detect on the MITRE testing. More information available. Ping us. We can get it to you. It's also available via the website.
What's mean time to detect? How's that important, Ted?
Okay. So I could bring up a screen, but I'll just talk to it. Really, mean time to detect. So MITRE, who is the organization who holds all the common vulnerability and exposures, the CVEs on the planet, they create this database of all the bugs. When Microsoft creates a patch, it's to fix CVE 2025-11017 example, right? And that CVE database is held by MITRE. MITRE also publishes the 14 stages of a cyber attack. Okay, and if we even scroll down a bit to the CrowdStrike post here, just a little bit, there we go. This is the nice one that our boss likes to talk to. So mean time to detect. In the test that MITRE had us participate in last year, we were one of 10 companies in the world. We were the second fastest at 11 minutes mean time to detect the compromises that they were throwing at us. It was much more complicated than having a business email compromise of the one I showed you. And, so look at the difference here between Field Effect and Microsoft. Field Effect's at 11 minutes mean time to detect the event. Microsoft's at 24 minutes. So Eric, to answer your question, I'll ask you a question. What can happen in the 13 minutes it takes Microsoft extra time to find that same event? What can happen in 13 minutes? You just saw how fast it could happen when I click on one document. So
means a lot more people clicked on the same document.
There you go. So mean time to detect means the faster you can find something, the better it is. There you go. Long answer, but that had to put some context in.
All right. Well, I think at this point, if you have any other questions, feel free to write to us via email. I appreciate that you've joined us today for this simulation. I think a picture for me was worth a thousand words. Just to see that screen made me
Yes.
feel like I do not want that screen, and just it just makes it real somehow to see that screen. So thanks for joining us, Ted and Lise. Truly appreciated. We do value your partnership in helping us protect and defend our customers. If any questions come to us after, we'll definitely be able to reach out to you. But otherwise, thanks again, everybody, for joining us. We do appreciate your participation. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you so much.